everybody. Good morning. Happy 4th of July. Today is 4th of July. I'm actually home, which I'm excited about. Everything seems to work out perfectly. I think this year I've missed Memorial Day. I missed Memorial Day. I was home for Easter, home for the 4th of July. Probably going to miss Labor Day. But doing what I love to do, which is barbecue. Last night my son and I, we prepped the meat. My son enjoys doing it. He's going to be a pit master himself. Whenever I do the meat, it's been that way. He's 10 now. It's been that way since he was 3. But his ritual is that he has to smack the meat. He has to smack the ribs, the butt, the brisket, no matter what it is. The protein has to be smacked by him in order to be christened to get on the grill. But yesterday I actually let him really get into it and pull the membrane. If you don't know what the membrane is, it's the bottom of the rib. There's a thin layer of skin, fat, and it peels right off. So if you've ever had a rib and you bit it and you feel like a crunchy texture underneath the bottom of the rib, that's the membrane. Sometimes people cook it, sometimes people don't. I like to remove it because I like to put rub on both sides so the meat can, the rub can penetrate the meat. That membrane, in my opinion, there's a big debate about it. It blocks the seasoning from getting to the meat. So that's an ongoing pitmaster barbecuer debate. So I lean on the side of caution. I peel it off to make sure it gets in there, to make sure the smoke gets to the meat, and we have no barrier, and the meat tastes good. That's me. I take the extra precaution. I go the extra step. But how you guys doing? All is well. I'm just out and about. I got family coming in, which I'm excited about. I love it when my family comes. We had this house built, and one of the things we kept in mind was the opportunity to host. So the reason why our house got this, I guess you call it an open concept. It's a wide open space pretty much between our kitchen and our living room, because we have a lot of family, and they come in, and it just makes it easier to host. We got a breakfast eating area, and we also have a formal dining room that everybody can go to. So it makes life a little easier when family comes and everybody just spreads out through the house. But I got some ribs that I'm putting on, some sausage, things like that. I'm watering my grass right now. We've been having all this 90, 100 degree temperatures, and today it's a little cloudy, and so I'm taking advantage of the opportunity to water my grass just like everybody else is. Just making sure you take care of your landscape. And I got the water flowing. Try not to get the vehicles wet. Sometimes that's unavoidable since the grass is right there. Well, we're kind of like halfway through the year now. Summer's about over. 4th of July hits. It's over. I sit back and think of when I was in school, elementary school per se. We didn't go back to school until after Labor Day. Labor Day, I remember when I was a senior in high school, we played 2 games before school actually started. And I loved it. I was able to go play some games without even having to go to class. It was beautiful. I felt like a professional football player. But they go back so early. My family, I got family from Georgia. One of my great nephews go back to school August 4th. My son goes back around the 16th or so. We got a little trip planned before he goes back to school this year. So excited about that. I got some hickory wood here I'm about to throw in the fire. And once the charcoal gets ready, what I do is I make a charcoal base. And basically I just get the charcoal going, lay it in my firebox, and just throw the wood on top of it. And that ignites the wood, especially if the wood is dry enough. Not dry, but dry enough to get lit. So that's my process. If not, if I'm in a really rush, I got a flamethrower that I will fire up with my propane tank and use that to light it, my charcoal. So I got ways, I get it done. But I'm excited about the rest of the year. Things is going great, guys. Hope you all are. You know, I always say that if things are bad, keep pushing. Things will get better. Keep pushing. Never give up. Things will get better. When you give up is when things kind of get topsy-turvy. So never give up. Keep going. That's all I can say. I've been through some hard times. And if I didn't push through those difficult times, I wouldn't be, you know, where I am per se right now. It's night and day as opposed to where I was at a few years ago in regards to, you know, struggles, financial, business. But I kept pressing through, keep making adjustments, and you work your way to the other side of this thing. And I like that. I'm on my DG. Why do we call it DGI? I think it's like a unfiltered method of saying it rolls off DGI, but it's DJI. And I do it all the time. DJI. I would use Siri to type some of my descriptions, and I'll say DJI. And she'll type DJI, and I'm like, oh God, I gotta retype that. But I'm on my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'm using the internal mic of the camera, which I love. I do have a DJI microphone, external mic, that I just clip right onto my shirt, hat, something like that. But generally, this thing works outstandingly. It's just a good camera. I enjoy it. I like it. It makes it easier to vlog, especially when I vlog in public. I used to be scared to vlog in public, but it is what it is. People look at their phones anyway when they're walking around, so I have a camera, you know, that kind of is inconspicuous sometimes unless I have my tripod thingy thing, selfie stick attached to it. No one even knows that I'm filming. I walk to the grocery store, nobody even sees the camera until I get to the checkout line. The person that monitors the self-checkout line always spots it. Always. It's amazing. Here's my son. Look at him.
Smells good out here.
Smells good. Look at him. Come over here, buddy. Say hi.
Hi.
Come right here. There you go.
Hi.
There you go. He's up. He's ready to roll. He's my sous chef. And we're gonna get these ribs in a row on the grill. Stand by and take a look at it. But I was actually about to leave. Go to the hospital.
Oh.
Knock it down on the bottom. Using a combination of hickory and cherry wood. Hickory gives you the flavor and cherry gives you the color on your meat. And it gives it a little smoke, additional smoke as well. But hickory is my favorite because that's what I can get around these parts, and it gives a good smoke. Just gotta be careful with it. You don't want to get too much smoke on your food. But if you do it right, it'll come out just perfectly. My favorite is mesquite, but we don't grow mesquite here in Texas, in Illinois, Indiana. Texas is where you gotta go to get that. Yes, indeed. But this is the part I love. I love the fire management. Again, this ain't a cooking show. I'm just vlogging it. But I love fire management. I love feeding the smoking vessel with wood. I love, just controlling the specs of it. Traegers are nice. They're kind of convenient. They're set and forget it. But you can't beat the smoke that you get on a traditional offset smoker, which is what this is. An offset smoker. This is a reverse flow offset smoker. So you can't beat that flavor. You can kind of duplicate it, manufacture it, but this is how it's done. This is the traditional way to do it outside of burying it in the ground. This is how they do it in Texas. This is how they do it in Memphis. This is how they do it in North Carolina, South Carolina. This is how it's done. This is the traditional way to doing it. And I enjoy it. This right here was probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. We had it built down in Alabama, Guntersville, Alabama, by a company called HBT. And they built this right here, and I love it. I love it. So we're going to get this thing going. See, as you see, the wood's on fire. That's what we want. Beautifulness. We got some spare ribs that I cut down to St. Louis cuts, which is what this is, St. Louis cut ribs. And then I have some baby backs. Good old-fashioned baby backs here. And these are rib tips. If you're not from Chicago, you may not be aware of them, but they're pretty much around the country now. But these are what you cut off for the spare ribs. So these were actually on top of the spare ribs. I cut it off and turned these into St. Louis cuts. And here in Chicago, we don't waste these. We cook these. So I'm gonna put these here. We cook these around these parts. My last baby back right here. Get it all distributed. And we're gonna put the tips a long way. I might move them up to the top rack later on. Because believe it or not, even though this is close to the firebox, this is where it's hotter at. It's actually cooler over this side. It's my cool spot, and this is my hottest spot on the top rack. I call that my microwave. I want to cook something real fast, like a steak. That's where I put it at. It's about knowing your grill, knowing where your hot spots are, your cool spots are, what you want to cook. You know where you want to put it at, because you know what temperatures you want to get to. So knowing your grill, that is a little masterclass trick there. And this right here is what we call pitmaster's privilege. Carlos loves Mandy. When you're grilling, you always make sure you cut off the extras off of the meat. That way you have something to snack on during the day. I'm gonna put these on the top rack because they get cooked a little quicker. It's a little snack for you while you're cooking. Again, these are called pitmaster's privilege. Me and my son, we're all about that. It's something to snack on. Sometime by the time it's time to eat, we ain't even hungry because we don't snack on some of the drippings. But we actually season these a little different. These are seasoned with a jerk seasoning. My son loves the jerk seasoning, man. It's amazing. Got a little spiciness to it. But if you've had jerk before, Jamaican style, oh my goodness. Something about the way they season food, man. It's good. So everything is on. I got some socks I'm going to put in later because socks don't take that long. But these are good. These are good to go. We're going to close this thing up and let it go. In the pitmaster world, if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So I'm going to get this closed up. Only time I'm going to open up is when I spritz it with a little bit of apple juice, white vinegar, and yeah, that's it. A little bit of a hack. It really ain't a hack. It's not a secret. But you want to get good smoke on your food and keep good moisture. My son just did that. You can get good moisture. You want to put a water pan in the smoker to keep everything moist. In Chicago, they have these smokers, these grills they call aquarium grills, and they call them aquarium because they keep water in them. They water the food down, and then they have this here to keep the moisture in the grill. So I'm gonna keep a water pan in there and keep good moisture inside of the cooking chamber, and that gives you good smoke. Oh.